This is something different that I'm doing. This video is actually on YouTube, but it's not on YouTube. You have to have a special link. You have to go to a special place. But with that said, okay, now to the video. This is one of the stories that's very perverse. It's a little crazy, and yes, my mother knows how I became a panty pimp. Yep, sold some panties on Craigslist and other places. It wasn't like I was looking to do it. It just happened. I'm serious. I mean, at first it was kind of like, really? But after a little time, and as I got into the flow, so to speak, it wasn't that bad. So this is the deal. This was one of those killer days in the middle of the summer, because I'm always telling you that, hey, if you are going to be in a storage auction game, you need to shop 12 months out the year. Many people kind of like lean back during the summer because demand goes down and they figure, hey, I shouldn't buy as much because I'm not selling as much. Wrong! You need to get as much as you can, and that's how I got these panties. Okay, on the panties, so Chester Bridge Road, a place called Storage Spot. It's now a member of the Extra Space family. It was only 4 of us, and it was one of those cool days, except the reason it was cool because it was hot as hell. The wind wasn't even blowing. I mean, it was just like, you ever been in an auction and it's so hot, sweat is rolling down your back and your shirt's kind of clinging to your body because it's that humid and sort of no wind's blowing, nothing. It was that kind of day, and there was only 1, 2, and 3 of us, right? With me being 4. I keep forgetting to count the other people. And there was 12 units. 12! So we just counted. It was one of those things. No one spoke. No one said anything. Y'all gonna. No, it was just like, yeah, 12 units, 4 of us. You know what that means? Wink, nod. The deal was struck. Collusion like a mofo. So for like 15 minutes, we're on pins and freaking needles because someone can show up and just totally throw off the balance. Because essentially, there's 12 units. There's only 4 of us. That's 3 apiece. Cheap. Easy money. So every time a car came up, it's like, oh hell, is that someone coming to join the auction, or is that someone coming to pay up a unit, and it didn't happen. The manager comes out. I go ahead and get the first unit, which is just a bunch of clothes, but this is Chester Bridge Road. This is Buckhead. All these clothes were high fashion, high end clothes, and we did very well. About $1,800 on eBay. I got the unit for $5. Like that $5 foot long. $5. It goes along, and everybody's pretty much getting what they want because everyone has different wants and needs, and it's just like everything's just stacking up. Well, unit number 7 is my kind of unit, and I just jump on it. Furniture. People, the guys there, they didn't care about furniture, so I got all the furniture units and the $5 unit. I spent $100, but I didn't know how good I had it until about a week later when I started going through the furniture stuff and was listening to a bunch of stuff on Craigslist. As I was going through the chest of drawers from unit number 7, I came across the panties. A lot of panties. A ton of panties. The panties were in Ziploc bags, sealed and taped, and with this very tactician, very tight script, almost kind of like with a drafter. If you ever worked around drafters, you notice they have a very peculiar way of writing. And it was something like that. And it was, damn near 200 pair of panties with sweat-drenched period panties, peed-in panties. Any kind of panties that you could think about that would be perverse or crazy, these panties were in the drawer. So I called my partner up and I was like, you won't believe what I found. She's like, what? I was like, I got drawers and drawers of used panties with labels. So we quickly deduced that whoever owned the unit was selling panties. We think. Because that was kind of early in the career, and what I know about kink now could have been a collector. Could have been, I don't know. But we didn't mess with the panties until we came up with a plan. So we was like, we're gonna sell them. We're gonna sell them on eBay. It was eBay, but I love Craigslist. And I did a little research and there were people selling panties. I was like, maybe we can knock these panties out. But, my partner wasn't gonna do it. I didn't want to do it. We wanted to sell them online, but we knew from doing very well on eBay, photos make a huge difference in how well you do on eBay. They make a huge difference. So we just like, how can we do this? And we talked about it. And we needed a stunt ass. So I put up a Craigslist ad in the adult section when it was still alive. That's where the hoes and the prostitutes were. I was all up in there. I was like, shoot. And I put up, the ad, and pretty much you just need a stunt ad. And I didn't know how many people were looking for stunt ad work. Didn't know. Over 400 responses in 3 days. First time, after the ad went live, there was just nothing but a sea of responses to that ad. Talking to people, it was chicks, it's like, hey, how do I get into business? It was guys, like, how can I get those panties? It was crazy, but that beginning let me know things were gonna turn out A-okay. So I picked one. The girl looked normal. She's in a picture of herself. She looks like the girl next door. I was wrong. She wasn't the girl next door. Wasn't even close. We'll call her Mandy. Set up the time and appointment. Mandy comes over. And she comes in, looking normal and everything. And we sit around and talk. And she tells me she had sold panties before. But during her panty career, she developed a stalker condition. To the point that she had to move. Which means her panty selling days were over. So her angle was, I would be the heavy, go out on her own panty runs, or I would sell the panties for her in exchange for stunt ass services. I chose option B. I was gonna pay the girl, but if she wanted to work out that kind of deal, bet. So we go along and we're talking, and I didn't really say, start today, but Mandy was like, so when do we get started? And I said, well, we can get started pretty soon. She said, what about now? And I said, okay. So before I could say boo, Mandy was about 9% naked, trying on panties, popping her ass, shaking it and everything, bending it over. And we came to a consensus. At this moment, I felt like a pimp or a porn producer because here's this gorgeous girl who's pretty much naked, just some panties on. She had no bra. She didn't really care. And we're just discussing the finer points of panty pimping. And I was like, well, let's keep it low key. Let's keep it the girl next doorish. No makeup, no heels, no hair, just you and the panties. And she said, really thinking back, when I was selling panties, those did the best. They're more off the cuff, natural. So we started doing those shots and everything. And she did her panties, and this is where it gets weird. She's like, so where are the panties you have? Before I could say anything, this girl's putting on these panties, and they fit. I'm like, okay. That wasn't concerned, but... And she did not have one issue, or she said anything. It was just... Girl went to work. I gotta admire her energy and enthusiasm. So we're taking shots and everything, and this is going on for hours. Me and Mandy in the panties. Well, got the panties and got her some very interesting shots. And then I started listing, and holy moly, 10 panties first day. These panties weren't cheap. $50 to $250. And you want to know which panties went for $250? The period panties. Yep. I bought 2 pair. $250. There were only 6 pair of period panties. I was sad when they were gone because they were moving. I'm not trying to judge, but Mandy explained to me that a lot of these guys were jacking off to the panties. And she's like, it was kind of a thrill to know that some dude was going to be beating off to my panties. And I was like, okay, I understand what your proclivities are. You're an exhibitionist, this much I know, and you're kinky. But hey, we're making money, bitch. And this went on, and the initial run of panties ran out, right? But Mandy wasn't done. She's like, well, I can make more. I've got, I just go to the store and do whatever. And we start taking orders. We start taking orders and shit. It's like, well, I would like some gray panties. Could you get them drenched with sweat? Mandy was like, bet. Give her a few hours, she'd do it. And this went on probably like 7 freaking months. And my partner would crack up. She would just look at Mandy, and if you knew Francine loved Law and Order and murder and 48 Hours and all those crime shows. She just loved human nature, and Mandy was her personal project. She talked to her, it's like, really? So how are you doing that? It was just funny. It's funny. But after a certain period of point, Mandy decided to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's where she was from. And she went back. She felt that the city life was, she did a lot of things. And we're making a lot of money. See, this is the thing. When I tell you about the storage auction business, how to make money, most people are very linear. It's like, buy stuff, sell stuff, buy stuff, sell stuff. I have bought units, and this is just one of many, that was able to create another complete business aside from what was in the unit. Because just off the top of my head, probably those 7 months, just from panties, the first month being the greatest because we had the largest inventory, was roughly 10 G's. Yeah, from some panties. From some fucking panties. And, we sold more. This is why I'm telling you. I know some of you go, dirty motherfucker, but I was making money, bitch. And people buy this stuff. That's why I say anything in a unit sells. And we sold used underwear to a lot of people that weren't, of that nature. And that was really the reason we really started selling used underwear, because I was like, we store it away. We start putting that stuff in the dollar section. If it was nice, frilly, and fancy, it was sold. So next time you're sitting there thinking, you buy a unit, and there's maybe 10, 20 pairs of panties in there, and you're feeling a little bummed out, just come back and watch this video. You'll know what to do. All right, here's a way to do it. You cannot use PayPal. If PayPal finds out that you're selling panties, they will shut you down and seize the money. People do it, but you have a risk. Certain merchant accounts, that's part of their terms of service, is prohibited. I used one of my merchant accounts and they never found out. We always said personal items, or we just like tell people, it's like, hey, you are buying a lunchbox, or you would buy, and that's what would be on the receipt. It was never, hey, you just bought some panties. No, they would never be on the receipt. And I always set the stuff out in camouflage. Let me tell you how I sent it, because a lot of these cats were married. And one guy actually thanked me. He bought like 10 pair of panties. In these storage units, you get all this stuff. So sometimes I would send stuff like, the tennis ball containers. Panties would be like, put the panties on the bottom and put 2 tennis balls on top, put in the container. And this one guy said, man, when I got this and I opened it up and I pulled out the tennis ball, because he said his wife was all on it, she just walked away. He's like, you just don't know how good I felt. Like I said, if you're buying storage units, you're going to get plenty of ways to sell this stuff undercover. Panties undercover. That's some crazy shit, right? So be really, really careful. Also, you don't want to meet anybody. They were request meetings, but you don't want to meet anyone. So what you do is you let them know you're going to get it. It came from our company, Urban Pack Rat. So I mean, it was just safe all the way around. We never got caught. I never got busted by a merchant account. But you have to set up the expectations beforehand. You really do. But that's one of the ways that you can sell some used nasty ass panties and make some grip. So just letting you know, that's how I did it. And there will be more videos like this. So essentially, you'll have to come to the blog to check it out, because it's on YouTube, but it's really not on YouTube. And if you want to be part of the Sparta experience, you've got tomorrow, another webinar starts. And this is how it goes. If you sign up today, you get that action for the webinar. If you sign up after, you get the webinar, but you will get it at a discounted price. So just letting you know. Trying to save you some money because I'm looking out for you. I'm doing panty pimping interviews up here. Panty pimping videos, man. I'm helping you sell some nasty, stinky drawers. Crazy, right? I know, but shit happens. Sometimes you make money from it.